Yeah, this I'm in Mountain View, California, and this is at the heart of the Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley has a lot of companies, that really, that gives the technology that we use almost every day, directly or indirectly. This is a technological hotbed. Seeing some of the companies in Silicon Valley, including Google today, I could really feel, why this is such a big ecosystem of everything, from Stanford universities and many other universities to, the tech companies, the venture capital investors. The whole ecosystem is there, just like in Los Angeles, Hollywood, you have the whole ecosystem for making films, right? Right from the ideation to the final film, right? You have studios, you have everything. And then today I'm really happy because after decades of, after using Google products, finally I was able to visit this iconic location of Google. We use Google every day. I mean, for search, for everything. I mean, search, Chrome browser, Android system. Because I was working in China before, and and at that time, before we were setting up an Android delivery center in China. So, and also I also developed an Android app for my content management. So that's the reason I'm really fascinated with Google, and the many ways that Google impacts us directly, indirectly. YouTube. Recently, I started a YouTube channel as well, and then. It really impacts. I mean, every day that probably, if one can say, it will not be a false that, without Google, we can't survive. So that's really iconic, to be seeing. I was seeing the Waymo self-driving cars, and then they have the Nest, home IoT system kind of. It's impacting us in many ways. And, this is the place where, all these, this is the headquarters for those places where, and this is the iconic, a canopy building where, of course, all these tech spots have these iconic buildings where they are all water positive, minimal damage to environment or minimal impact to environment kind of. This is iconic, the canopy building. Yeah, that's kind of the headquarters for Google, and the area around has a lot of, offices of Google. So this is iconic Google headquarters. The Google Experience Center in California, in Mountain View, California. And this is like, the Google, it has 4 different components: the Google Store, the Google, the Huddle, and the pop-up store. And then there is a cafe where I also had a cafe coffee because I was in the cafe. And then we see, this is the Harvest, the kind of the canopy building with, intelligent building with water positivity and, all the great environmental features of, positive to the environment or minimal impact to the environment. And it was spectacular seeing this, Google, because Google impacts our life in many ways. Like every day we use it for search, for the Chrome browser, Android operating system. If you are using a mobile phone, generally it's either Android or, Apple iOS, right? Most of the phones. So if you're using a mobile phone, it is Android. And also back when I was working in China before, many years before, we set up an Android delivery center for Android apps in China. So yeah, I also developed an Android app for my own, content management. And so Google is iconic. Then the Nest IoT devices, and then we have the Waymo self-driving cars I was seeing in San Francisco, Los Angeles, and other places. So Google impacts our life in a wide variety of ways, and this is the iconic hardware canopy building. And these are all, the area around also has a lot of Google buildings. This area in Mountain View, California, it's part of the larger Silicon Valley ecosystem where you have the whole ecosystem from investors to universities to ideators to everything. They all come together and create the great technology companies that impact our everyday lives. I'm at the iconic Google Experience Center in Mountain View, California. This is a part of the Silicon Valley, which you have all the iconic companies. And this is the Google store. There you can visit the Huddle store and, the cafe and, small pop-up store. So it's the place is really, this is an iconic building, water positive building and all those stuff, right? The canopy, the famous canopy building. So it's really, we use Google products, Google for search, YouTube, Chrome browser, and many other Google products that we use in our everyday lives. And for me, it was particularly iconic because I've been thinking to come here for many years. So it's finally fulfilled. So this is an iconic Google office, and this area has many other Google offices as well. I'm at the Google Visitor Experience Center. There are a lot of things like Huddle, and there's a cafeteria also. I'm having some lemonade kind of drink. And this is exciting because for years, decades, I've been using Google's products, Google, YouTube, and all other products, right? And then visiting this Google Experience Center is a real at the center of the Silicon Valley. Today, I visited many Silicon Valley companies, and I was amazed actually. The kind of calm environment, and the environment that's just right for developers and all the intelligent and brilliant and smart people that come out to work here. I also visited the Stanford University, and now I'm visiting this Google Experience Center. So it's truly a really remarkable experience. This is the Google Experience Center in Mountain View, California. This is the Google campus as a whole, and this is the Experience Center. And then there is a cave. There is a huddle center. Huddle is where a place where you can chill out a bit. Is one portion. Of course, the main thing is if there are any events, then there's a kind of a seminar room or somewhere where those events are conducted, and one can register for those events and go. And if he's accepted, and this is kind of the huddle area, and then this building has a Google kind of experience center. Yeah, there are going to be some statues and androids, so let's try to find them out where they are. Yeah, this is the Google Experience Center, so it's quite a big center. Yeah. This place, many buildings are with Google. This place in Mountain View, California, and this tech bed. This is like a technological hotbed, or this part of the Bay Area, basically what it's called, from San Francisco extending, to this place. It's really remarkable. I mean, there's all these companies, life-changing companies, world-changing companies like Google, Google, you have just now I saw the Facebook Meta as well. The Google, the reason for Facebook One Hacker is hacker stands for a developer. I thought it was, why would anyone keep the name hacker? But it's probably stands for developer, and then that's how the name came from. And then this is the Google Experience Center. We're also able to have a peek in the inside, where the kind of the roof and everything. This is the the intelligent building, water positive, and all these buildings in these high-tech belt are these are all water positive, climate positive, and they and so on. And so these are Google campus buildings, and then we're seeing the buses are going on because the day is closing. It's almost and then we can have a glimpse into the building, and this is how it looks. A bit close to how it looks is like this. The kind of the tiles, or they are, I believe they are the solar panels or something. It's called a there's a name for this building. It's And basically we just walk into this is the Google campus, and gradient canopy 2000 North Shoreline Boulevard, and Charleston Road. Yeah, this is a main canopy building of Google. And yeah, this is how we are walking through the main streetway of Google. And this is a kind of the experience center that we had seen. Part of that is the experience center, part of that is not supposed to this is just random going around the Google building. And then yeah, okay, he said there are some statues, probably this is the one statue. And then I believe we should be able to discover more statues and androids and so on. Yeah, the statue looks simple, but it's remarkable. Yeah, okay, they made it like through, you can see through it. Okay, steel gaze. Yeah, they make these remarkable arts and sculptures. I don't know where they get these ideas from, but all these, I don't know, some seem crazy, some seem, I don't know. So this is the Google main, the building Google. This you see, and a visitor experience includes a Google store, which I had seen. Google. Then there is a cafe, because it's a cafe. I drank coffee, and Huddle. Huddle is a place where they'll have these events if there are any events conducted, and then there is a pop-up shop. So I had basically done all the four in a way. So yeah, and then we are walking on the side of the Google store, and a Google main building in Google, and yeah, these are probably the workspaces or something. I really don't know. This is remarkable. Yeah, I mean, obviously this is a California bear. Okay, now I discover where are the statues or these kind of things. This is the California bear. So let's go around this. A bit like Mufasa, the Lion King. Yeah, these are the statues, and I didn't find any androids anywhere. They said they were androids also. So so this is one of the remarkable sculpture kind of thing, or are hippies so hungry? When did humans control fire? Oh, there are some questions, and probably if you rotate, I don't know, when I'll see through time, what comes after Homo sapiens? So there are so many questions around how heavy is an elephant? How do we overcome NIMBYism? Why do seals always sleep? Why do I peel a pineapple? What are you afraid of? Why is six afraid of seven? What is a C4? Yeah, who is Satoshi Nakamoto? And yeah, those kind of questions are there in this. Yeah, this, if you look it from the outside, it looks like this. And then this is kind of a new sculpture as well. If we see, and this is the main Google building. This is the Shoreline Boulevard and Google building. This is called a gradient canopy building. It's a very intelligent water positive building, and everything is like minimal impact on the environment kind of buildings. Many of these high-tech city offices in the Silicon Valley region are of minimal impact environment buildings. They have a lot of measurements on minimal impact and so on. And this is like this is a great canopy building of the Google, and this contains the visitor center that I am visiting now. Visitor center has four main things, like the huddle, the cafe, and the pop-up store and the Google experience store. So I had visited them, and then coming to this corner where you find the kind of these sculptures, or these kind of, right?